Alrighty, this is P.O.C. This is where the entity is maintaining plain activity stalking, and this is the City of Ontario's criminal engagement and criminal monitoring. Flying over the senior citizen apartment complex, doing so where the aged people, I'm sure, need their sleep at 5 and 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning, but they are not engaging in what is sleeping in the same way that Securitas is not engaged in security services. They are, however, under the fake sun showing the pattern of conduct at the Family Community Library, where the entity is concentrating plain activity. Remember yesterday, this is, like I stated, what FedEx, Southwest Airlines, UPS, in other words, the commercial airlines gang stalking with the City of Ontario are targeting me with, where that fake sun was rising at campus and Hope Boulevard. Remember when I got on the bus, and I'm documenting employee number 3400 at 7:14 a.m. I'm already on the bus, and I am capturing that fake sun shining through the windshield, which is not going to be this. Okay, and remember, this doesn't go anywhere because it's here at 10:04 a.m. where C. Gerber on March 3rd, 2026 is gang stalking me under that fake sun. During daylight savings time, that will be 11 a.m. There's no provision for the sun to be over me on Omnitrans like I documented employee gang stalking employee number 3400 while I'm aboard Route 61 going to the City of Fontana. At 7:37 a.m. that fake sun is remaining over me at 9720 Juniper and San Bernardino Avenue in Fontana, California. That is not this, which is what I'm documenting, where the fake sun remains here, where Securitas is under this fake sun at the same time, which is already on the record. The Ontario International Airport are stalking, and they're stalking over the senior citizen complex, over the Ontario City Hall, where I have the fake sun over me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, at 9:30 in the morning, at 11 o'clock in the morning. This is the entity that's engaging in that pattern of conduct. There is no sun that's going to be remaining for the duration of any bus route, okay, let alone what I'm documenting yesterday at the same time, 7:37 a.m., which is coming up at 7:21 a.m., and the entity is keeping the fake sun planted at the gang stalking facility, which is the OVITT Family Community Library, who are making malicious assertions and admitting to my social media that they are keeping under surveillance. Okay, and then using that criminal surveillance, all the information that they are unlawfully gaining to then expel me from the venue, while they're engaging in what is vagina monitoring and making malicious assertions as though I am the sex offender. That is the same thing with regard to the pedophiles who have made malicious assertions regarding my being a child molester. Remember June 16, 2022, the entity that's engaging in what is false assertions, malicious assertions regarding me harassing the entity that I'm documenting, gang stalking like this, threatening my life, while they are engaging in what I'm documenting is the ongoing program of psychological torture and harassment in furtherance of murder. While you have the ASSEN entity, which I have as a matter of record, which is the prosecution of the U.S. government, the prosecution of demons like C. Gerber under the fake sun that is here, what would be 3 hours from now. He's going to prison, and so is Sean Thrasher, while I'm documenting that POC, the fake sun over me, while employee 3400 is competing under the fake sun with the demons at the OVITT Family Community Library, like the Securitas, like the gang stalking pilots of the airlines, like the demons inside of the Ontario City Hall. This is the POC, the demons that are aboard Omnitrans Route 61 into the City of Fontana. It is currently 7:23 a.m. This is the City of Ontario. They're stalking inside of the downtown Ontario luxury apartments. The evidence has the fake sun over me at the Arco parking lot. I already captured that. The entity is keeping the fake sun over the Stater Brothers parking lot. I already documented that. This is not happening at the same time, and it's also not in Fontana, in alignment to me on that bus, which is what I'm capturing. And this is engaging in that conduct together, and they are going to prison. License 9XBL292, wages malicious assertions, is a violent sex offender in custody of minor children, sharing in what is the BEAST system, and they're engaging in this as a pattern of conduct. That's why the pattern of conduct is underway in Fontana, where Amazon Prime Air is flying over my head, where the fake sun is over me, and I'm capturing the City of Fontana, where there's not even an airport for the City of Fontana to engage in targeting like the City of Ontario is, even though the presence of the airport in Ontario is not helping Southwest Airlines, who is a very heavily documented terrorist, engaging in what is stalking and targeting, not only proven through the environment, but proven through where they are stalking, where there's no terminals that are going to reconcile why Southwest Airlines is hovering in this sky space and doing so as the frequency that I'm documenting, creating that public nuisance while they're engaged in what is criminal monitoring. That's why, okay? okay? The fake sun is relevant with regard to prosecuting the entity that is engaged in this demonic means of surveillance. This is P.O.C. Employee number 3400 is also responsible, sharing in the gang violence that I'm talking about while Omnitrans is targeting me and engaging in what is not arriving at the bus stop like I'm documenting at the Starbucks at 706 West Hall Boulevard, while the Ontario International Airport are stalking at San Antonio Avenue and Hope Boulevard. These are the demons that forget all this evidence, but you're not, and that's why you document it. Under the fake sun, they were engaging in the same ongoing campaign, that public nuisance, plane after plane dipping like they're landing over there, which is west of this location. All right, but this is where they're engaging in that conduct. They're not even coming from the airport. Neither are they coming from the airport at San Antonio and Holt Boulevard. The entity is engaging in what is ongoing criminal summoning with the Ontario Fire Department, stalking at that intersection, and Omnitrans is not arriving, which is targeting. The entity engaging in what is driving past me while I'm clearly visible at the bus stop last night because I'm documenting terrorists like 30 employee 3400 gang stalking me while driving the bus, stalking on the roads and highways just like the people of the state are, okay? The entities engaged in this minors and doing so with those that cannot even wash themselves and have nowhere to live, but they're outside engaging in the beast system. They're subservient to the P.O.C, gang stalking with the government. And I documented this demon before. He was dirty that day, stalking right here with dirt all over his clothes, gang stalk under this fake sun, and I walked away and I documented that fake sun remaining over me as I traveled to another location. This is the P.O.C, and that's called a serial stalker. They will be going from sleeping outside to sleeping in federal cells. This is P.O.C. This is the entity he's standing that's underneath the covered structure. Let me show you how much of a demon he is. Southwest Airlines is gang stalking with him. The entity cannot do it without the people of the state who are driving, stalking, and he's monitoring with the demons inside of the parking garage with Securitas that's creating light activity, and this is light that's just manifesting out of nowhere underneath a covered structure. P.O.C. This is impossible light activity, and it's also not aboard Omnitrans, not the product of the sun, and there's only one. CLNSCLN is gang stalking together. That's the pattern of conduct. This is through the windshield of Omnitrans Route 61 in Fontana at 9720 at 7:37 a.m. is not reflecting off of the downtown Ontario luxury apartments. Also, not remaining over the entrance of the OVITT Family Community Library until sunset, shining on me just like that while I'm inside of this computer lab after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, while it's remaining over me in Fontana, while it's remaining while I'm aboard that bus, street for street, turn for turn. Those are the demon possessed that are engaging in the pattern of conduct. This is the beast system, and the beast system is going to put terrorists in prison. License plate 9WMU446, and it's public corruption because the beast system is underway by those that give birth to demons. Their minor children are gang stalking. That's what you saw last night. They are threats. They're engaging in the pattern of conduct. The entity is engaging in criminal conduct, and they disregard ages and everything. They're all sex offenders. They're all engaging in the criminal monitoring system, and they're all doing so while they engage in surveillance, which is proven. This is the pattern of conduct. This is P.O.C. The demon possessed are mentally ill. 8 Victor Xavier Wendy 878. And this demon is standing monitoring while they're engaged in psychopathic pacing, which is the purpose of the entity maintaining flight right here over the senior citizen complex. The demon possessed elders are not complaining because they are a part of that beast system. The entity stalking by helicopter, wealth of documentation over the years. Criminal summoning, wealth of documentation over the years. Stalking by the airport, over the venue, wealth of documentation over the years. Fake sunrise and set, wealth of documentation over the years. P.O.C. This is psychopathic behavior, and this entity engaged in defamation. They're going into mental institutions. That's what's happening. They're going to mental institutions and they're going to prison. They're going to the entity, they're going to be essentially on 23-hour lockdown, okay? And this is relevant to the prosecution of the entity. They're going to be in mental wards, and they're going to prison. 9NNG897. And they're doing so where the fake sun is here. So this is an entity that is stalking as a population, and this is what they're doing under the fake moon. Okay, this is P.O.C. These are a population of vagina monitors. This is what Securitas is going to be prosecuted. I'm going to use this as a template because I'm prosecuting everybody, everyone. This is the P.O.C. It is currently, that's the Ontario Town Square. This is where the entity was stalking with the fake moon, and I walk back here, and then the fake moon's over here, and Securitas is stalking in the path with light, and Securitas is doing the exact same thing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when this fake sun is still here. And I'm documenting that also inside of the OVITT Family Community Library, showing you the fake sun that doesn't go anywhere. In fact, it's setting still at this Wells Fargo location while I'm at this entrance door, where you're looking at inexplicable light. It's totally separate and having nothing to do with the fake sun that you see here that's reflecting off of that window and causing light to appear under this entrance. These are demons. Demons don't have a purpose, and he's not different because he's sleeping outside and he's got dirt, visible dirt on him. It's the same with these demons that are driving around in the overly consumed overrated Teslas, okay, and a Nissan. They're just as filthy, by the way. They're just as psychotic. They're just as criminal. It's not different. It's just that he's engaged in gang stalking, and this one hasn't had a shower. That's the only difference. There is no difference with regard to the law and the criminal system. Satan is possessing both of them. They're engaging in that conduct together, and they're engaged in monitoring on devices in the environment. And that's how you have that pattern of conduct. The gang stalkers of AGS monitoring, staring at their devices while engineer light is crawling on the wall beside. That's what I'm documenting inside of Fontana Lewis Library. These demons are going to prison. Okay? This is prison. This is psychological torture, sexual violence. The entity is doing so while they're engaging in that POC. They're delusional. And that delusion is going to cause what is a huge wake-up call. A huge wake-up call, one that you're going to witness, and it is in the form of a prosecution. This is P.O.C. It is 7:30 a.m. where the city of Ontario is engaging in that pattern of conduct shared by all of the commercial airlines. They're engaging in pacing, which is what the entity is doing in the sky space. The entity is doing so inaudibly with the planes that are creating the cloud paths. The commercial airline planes are a guise for activity, while the entity is maintaining all manner of aerial surveillance. But for whatever reason, the entity wants you to see the commercial airline planes, and that is no guise for the Ontario International Airport. It's showing you that the companies, all of them, are relevant for the federal RICO case, and they're doing so while the city of Ontario is maintaining surveillance all around in the sky space. Okay, the commercial planes are used for being more comfortable. You seeing Southwest Airlines and Amazon Prime Air? No, there's no comfort there. I'm going to prosecute them. I'm going to prosecute the city of Ontario. I'm going to prosecute those companies. They're terrorists together. It's the state and the people of the state. This is P.O.C., where this asset, I'm prosecuting the entire entity, down to the bus drivers in the city of Fontana and Pomona, Montclair. They're targeting. This is P.O.C. It is currently 7:31 a.m.